Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Hot Trades, and this is Rob here. I wanted to talk to you guys about something that I've been seeing. And first of all, I just wanted to say, for any newcomers here, where Blaze is basically the one that's always online. He's the leader of Hot Trades. He's the creator. He's always on every day in the morning and in the afternoons, live. So you could come back to this channel and see it live. If you subscribe and join us as a member, you're going to have access to the Discord, and the Discord that you're going to see there. We have all types of traders. We have futures traders, options traders. We have long time traders, investors. We have swing traders. We have a bit of everything, and we have a lot of fun as well. We have music channels, and we have channels where we just can hang out and play poker and do stuff like that. So, but most of the time, everyone on there is helping each other out. Newer traders are finding a home there. So, if you like the content, join us. Okay. So, what I wanted to talk to you guys about was basically a. I was on the chat trading, through the Discord with our futures traders, and we found I saw some questions happening, and I saw some people had really good strategies, really great entries, but they weren't realizing where they were in the market. So I wanted to talk about today, where am I? Where am I when I'm trading? So I think it's important to keep that question, write it down. If you have a journal and you have questions or you have a checklist of things that you need to make sure you check off before getting in a trade, which we definitely believe you should have. Put that in your checklist. Where am I in? Where am I right now in this trade? Where I'm thinking about going in because if you're using the algo that we have, let's say right here, I see this entry, I see it's crossing, it's looking bullish. It just bounced off of a demand zone, so maybe I'm gonna get in here, right? But before getting in there, everything looks good. I want you to understand, where are you in that moment in time? Where is the stock or the contract, the futures options contract? Where is it at that moment? I think it's important to understand that. And the way we see that, or the way we know where we are, is by understanding a bit of market structure and also understanding value. Okay, so there's something called value area. Value area comes from something called from a theory of called market profile theory, and inside the market profile theory, you have what is called value area, a value area high or low, and then an area where most volume is, where prices balanced, where there's a lot of volume, buyers and sellers, and that would be the volume point of control. So in that theory, basically, it's more based on volume, obviously, because volume is what's going to tell you if the stock is in value or not. So I guess what's most important and what I want to talk to you about today, I'm not going to bore you too much on market profile theory, but I do want to show you where you can find yourself on a very high level where you are in the chart. And if the market, if your stock or your underlying asset is in value, if it's not in value, as if at the top of a value area or at the low. Okay, so let me explain something here. I'm showing you a chart here. It's pretty naked, and then you have your in my bull bear indicator, basically showing there was here a reversal here, created a pivot near a supply zone at, and this is crude. I'm looking at crude. Am I? I'm looking. Sorry, I'm in the wrong ticker. Here we go. So here is the ES, okay, which is a SPY derivative. So here we're seeing an uptrend. Here we're seeing it bounced off a couple of times off of this demand zone. There's a supply zone up, meaning that we're most likely going higher into the supply zone. But where are we in the chart? Like right here, we're pretty much at the top of this. It's kind of like leveling off at the top here, right at 45.89. Now I'm saying to myself, well, it might continue higher, or I want to most likely go short, and maybe I'm at the top. I mean, I don't know what to do. I'm thinking about probably going higher because it looks strong. But let's see where we are in the in value. So here I'm going to turn on an indicator called volume profile HD. Okay, and then once I turn it on, you're going to see it created a value area high, a value area low. Here is your volume point of control where most of the buying is happening right now. And if I kind of move it to the left a bit, we're going to see the volume. Okay, we're going to see the volume here. So as you can see, most volume, this is called a multi-distribution volume profile because value there is value here. There's buyers. We're finding a lot of volume in this area, which is almost in the same peak, and also at this area. So around 45.76 and here around 45.86. Okay. So if price heads here, most likely this will always be magnets. These will be magnets because this is where most of the volume is where most of those orders are coming in. Okay. So most likely price will come back down here. And if it breaks this, it'll most likely come right back here and it'll bounce in between, right? But anything in between this value and this value, this will be called value area high. Area high. Okay. At this top here and this area down here will be called value area low, right? Anything in between means that the price or the market is in value. Anything outside of it, market is not in value. It's called an open auction, meaning that it's open to whatever can happen, right? It can go further down, it can go further up. Usually when it leaves value, and I'm just talking very high level, I don't want to get too deep in it, but once a price leaves value, most likely there's a trend forming. It's either an upper trend or a downtrend because it's called price discovery. It's looking for where it can find liquidity, right? Where it can find those actual areas to provide liquidity to those higher volume areas. Which most likely, if we look at this value area here and we go back to the day before or the day before that, most likely you'll find areas where price will probably go back there, right? If it leaves this value, but anything in here, meaning that if you're inside here, now you know where you're at in the trade, in the day. If the day is trending up, you know that you're inside value. Now I'm in here. Now you see, I was talking about that we're at the top of this of price keeps here and it's kind of like leveling off. Why? Because we're a value area high. You would have never known that if you wouldn't have turned on this indicator to see where you are in value, right? So now you're in the top of the value area high. Now, most likely here, knowing that there's a supply zone here, you can try to a breakout trader is waiting to get in here and get some points to the top to that supply zone. Other people like me, maybe like today, I had a few trades and I got them all. I took shorts at the top. All these wicks were basically me shorting. I shorted here, I shorted there earlier. I'm sorry, over here. I shorted around 45.87, 45.86, I believe. I shorted a couple of these wicks down, and then I didn't take the long because I wasn't sure, right? So I came in here and then I knew the trend was strong, so I got out quick and I just got my points for the day that I wanted. I reached my target, my profit target for today, so I'm done. Yesterday I had a terrible day, so it was good to have that. But so I wanted you guys to realize if we're here, will you go even though your algo, your whatever strategy you're using to get in, even though it's telling you, okay, it's working, it's getting weak here, it's bouncing off. So now I'm going to take it higher. We don't know. I mean, I wouldn't take this long just because I don't. It's in a value area high at the high of almost a day. The probability of it reversing on you is much higher than the probability of it breaking out. So what do you want to do? You want to take high probability setups, high probability setups. You want to take that setup that you know you're going to get the most out of it. If I'm going to get in here just to know that I'm going to get 1 or 2 points and risk all this downtrend down here, this reversal here, I'd rather go short and put a nice short stop loss, a very tight stop loss, because if I don't get stopped out and it reverses today, then most likely I'm getting at least a nice move from the top of the value area to the point of control where most of the volume is for the day right now. Most of the volume is picking up here. So there's a lot of orders here. So most of the time, what we talk about in hot trades, explaining price action, it's algorithmic. So the algo in the markets is just looking to provide liquidity. Where's liquidity? Down here. The area. This is where most people are trading. So what will happen is if buyers don't step in, most likely sellers will, and then what will happen is they'll start selling to bring price right back down to the point of control, and then we'll see what happens there. But I think it's so important for you guys to understand that it's something so simple can change the game for you, because you might have a great strategy you might have a great strategy to enter into the market, to exit the market. You might be reading the structure very well. You know it's on an uptrend today. You might have pivot points where you're looking for, like these, okay, to target. You might have all that. But right here, there's a little pivot point that was created here. But what am I going to, now that I know this pivot point, but where am I here? I'm at the top of the value right now, okay, of the market. So the market today took off from the initial balance, and it went all the way up, and it extended value to 45.91 in this particular futures contract, right? ES, which is the SPY derivative. It can go higher, or it can just maybe level off, or it can also come right back down to demand and stay in between for a bit. Because if you see, this is a very clear range, a very clear supply zone, a very clear demand zone. Price at some point is going to reach the supply zone, which is right at pretty much 4,600, which has been a very strong supply zone. Or it can come back right by demand, wait for the FOMC meeting next week or something like that, and just continue to chop. This is not a technical analysis video on the market, but just seeing it, I'm explaining a bit so you can see how I'm looking at how the chart is speaking to me, right? By seeing the indicator and by seeing value area. So right now, knowing that the value area low is in this demand zone, is a very strong demand zone, meaning that when price comes in here, most likely it's going to reverse back up. If market stays in value, right? I can't say that it's not going to break through down if there might be bad news or something like that. But for now, market is in value. Once you're at value area high, most likely prices could probably reverse or retrace a bit. Like if you see here, it's been retracing until the point where if buyers don't come in, it'll most likely retrace by the end of the day, and then find a balance here, or find a balance at its net or at here, right? It would have to drop significantly today, but I don't see it. I don't see why it can't happen. Why? Because this other peak here is pretty similar to this one. This is up only by a bit. So there's a lot of orders here too as well. I could see the market retracing back and then bouncing back up, but seeing that chart. But this is not a. I just wanted to just mention that value area high. Where are you in the trade? Where are you in the market when you're about to make a trade? Turn on your volume profile, your favorite volume profile indicator. You don't have to look at, for now, the actual volume. It would be nice to learn that in the future. I explained a little bit what it does, but for now, I think it's so key. These levels here: value area high, value area low, and the volume point of control, okay? Which is where most where most volume is, or that's where the control is, right? It's controlling, this volume is controlling price action. So right now, price is in value, it's in the value range, and most likely it's going to the price value will be right here in this area. So once I guess that's what I wanted you guys to realize: value area high, value area low, point of control. Just know where you are in the market. If you're above the volume point of control, most likely price will continue higher. If you're below it, you know that you can target shorts and inside value range. Okay. In the future, we're gonna have little mini courses inside Hot Trades for members, where we're gonna talk more about this. But I wanted to put it out there for you guys to see it. Hopefully, it makes sense. I seen a lot of people today talk about they were in a trade thinking it was gonna go higher. They took a nice entry, and then it reversed on them. It reversed because they were at a value area high at the top of the day, and then they didn't realize, that they were there at that moment in time, right? So that happens, and it's valid. It can happen to anyone, and that's why we're here to learn. So hopefully, this makes sense to you guys. Like I said, join Hot Trades if you can. It would be nice to see you guys in the Discord. We can continue learning together. Also wanted to mention one more thing. Apex, for those futures traders that are looking to get funded, Apex has discount. The Black Friday discount is over, which was 90%, but they now have a 71% off of the funded trader. So funded trading. So if you want, I could show that real quick, and we'll call it a day. I'll show it to you. So here's the 71%, and you get 75 1% off. Also, the valuations off and half price resets. You would have to use the code FUDDYOS, kind of funny, FUDDYOS, FUDYYOES, and then you can get 71% off any of these accounts. So you'll get 71% off this price. Okay. Depending on what you pick, if you want Ninja Trader, you want to use TradingView, you want to use TradingView with TradingView, all that stuff. So I just wanted to mention that real quick. There's 24 more days for this to be over. I think it's still good. It's a great thing. It's a great discount, and it's been helping a lot of traders. Why trade with your own money, right? When you can trade an evaluation account, get funded, and then you're going to get 90% of the winnings of any gains that you make off of this trade once you become funded. So I think it's great for you to start to learn and continue, right? And then you can also get multiple accounts and have a copier where you copy between them. So it's great stuff. All that you're going to learn it in the Discord if you join. So just wanted to mention that. Hopefully you guys learned something today. If anything, leave any questions in the comments below, and please share. We've been seeing a lot of views, but very few shares or very few likes. I mean, and the likes helps the algorithm right find it and then get us out there a little bit more. So if you can, please like and share if you can. Right. Take care, guys. Bye bye.